Episode 4 of Breaking Bread with Stafford Shurden. My special guest today is Mississippi Memaw, a.k.a. Jenny Davis. If you don't know her by her name, you're definitely going to recognize her voice from the viral Pickle Dr. Pepper video that she did when she went to Sonic and added pickles to her Dr. Pepper. You're going to know her from that for sure. Came down to South Mississippi and we went to Reagan's Corner and shared chicken on a stick and had some great conversation on this episode of Breaking Bread with Stafford Shurden. Hope you guys enjoy. And I'm here with Mississippi Memaw, who told me that we needed to come here and have the famous chicken on a stick.
Yes, it's really good. It's my favorite.
Tell us what all is on this, by the way.
So you have pickles, peppers, chicken, taters, and onions, I think. And it's all stacked on this skewer stick and battered and deep fried.
And they actually have, I'm going to move this a little bit closer to center. They actually have a sign in there that says that they're like the home of the chicken on stick.
Yep.
Do they claim that they created chicken on stick?
I don't know. I honestly
Is that kind
don't
of what's
know.
up?
But everybody around here just knows this is where you come to get the chicken on a stick. So
I'm gonna take a little bit of a detour because I also have a podcast, so maybe we'll have enough conversation to have a podcast.
yeah.
So where did the Mississippi Memaw moniker come from? How did that start?
So I'm a Memaw, and I did a random TikTok of the dollar holler in Purvis, and it went viral, and I didn't expect it to go viral, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need a name. So I'm like, well, I'm a Memaw, and I'm from Mississippi, so we're just going to Mississippi Memaw.
And it's been that ever since.
It's been that ever since.
And it's been a wild ride because I've watched you, like the Dr. Pepper with the pickles in it was wild.
Yeah.
What was that like to be everywhere?
It was depressing. It really was, because when you see your face everywhere, and then like you have these major news outlets that are taking your content and sharing it with the masses, like them posting it on their page, and then everybody's like, oh, this is what happens when you sleep with your cousin.
Oh, so you got well, I will say this. The more people see your stuff, the more crazy stuff comment-wise you get.
I know it. It was bad.
It's I get a lot. I had a video for whatever reason. There's a video I did at NFA Burger in Atlanta, and I was having a bad hair day, I'll admit.
Yeah.
But I get so many comments every time I post that. But the more what I figured out is the more they comment, the more views that video gets.
Yeah.
And so I'm just let them go.
Yeah.
And I just laugh with them. I'm like, yeah, that's I didn't know what else to do. So, but I really get, for whatever in that one video, and I posted it about 4 different times, and every time I get some pretty mean comments.
Well, this was like, it wasn't necessarily like my video posted to my page. It was on all of these news outlet pages.
Well, you were everywhere. You were like on Good Morning America and
I
stuff.
know. Yes, the Today Show.
Today Show, that's what it was.
It was crazy. And all these numerous places were doing articles on it. And why is everybody putting pickles in their Dr. Pepper? And it's crazy.
And then Sonic ended up putting it on the menu.
No,
Isn't that right?
They added a pickle button.
That's what I mean. They added a pickle button on their
drinks.
menu.
Yeah, for the drinks.
Yeah, that's pretty. So you like affected the entire nation.
Yep.
Of Sonic.
I did. Yep.
Which is kind of crazy. So if we went to, say, you and your husband invited me and my wife over for dinner, what would you be cooking? Like, what's your go-to meal?
My go-to meal that's most requested, my kids usually request chicken and rice or chicken and dumplings.
Oh, I love chicken.
I don't know if
you got me at chicken and dumplings.
Because it's just a big meal and it goes a long way, but
it's a comfort food.
I think my kids, I have 3 grown children, and they love chicken and rice. They eat their chicken and rice with pepper sauce. I don't know who does that.
What kind of pepper sauce? Like the peppers with the vinegar?
Just the juice.
Yeah.
The juice off of like pepperoncinis or something like that.
Yeah. So like a real pepper sauce.
Yeah.
Like you put on greens.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just what they like. But I mean, that's what I would cook. I can cook whatever you want now.
Well, I wanted to, so what do you guys do for fun when the camera's not on, when you're not at work? Because you got a real job, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're not in front of the camera, what do you guys do for fun? Like what makes Mississippi Memaw happy?
I like spending time with my family. That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. I mean, if we're not planning our next get together, we got a family group chat, and we try to do something that involves the grands.
You got a big extended family?
No, I mean I have my children and their children, but no, my grandparents are gone and aunts and uncles are gone, and I don't have that many cousins. And we would need a lot of sauce on the rim and a limousine and a long time for me to tell you that story about my family.
My granddaddy was one of 18.
Really?
And
Wow.
so it's so many, we don't even try to get that group together because all those guys are gone too. All my granddad and all his brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
But now his descendants, we all get together at my house on Christmas Eve, and there was 33 of us this year.
Oh wow.
Which is pretty
That's
cool.
A lot.
Yeah. So him and my grandmother that we called Mammy, which is not culturally appropriate, they say, but still we called her Mammy, and they had 3 girls and 2 boys. So
Right.
My dad and one of my aunts has passed away, unfortunately, but the rest of us, we all get together every year. That's kind of our reunion, you know.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve. Drink a little wine, cook real good. So it's a lot of fun.
Yep. I've talked about it on my platform before. I have like a little mini series about I was a one night stand baby. So I don't really know my dad's side of the family. That's why I'm saying I don't.
So
really
I
know.
understand that too because I'm adopted. So I don't know biological parents at all. What do you usually go for first?
All right. So I just kind of like pull it off the stick.
Gotcha. Oh, I see how
And I
it's
just,
not dry.
and now whenever you first get this, when it's first cooked, you don't want to attempt yourself up.
I believe that.
People don't like this word, but the chicken is very moist.
Well, you notice I said it was not dry.
Yeah.
My sister will freak out. So sometimes I'll say moist just because I know my sister watches this.
Oh.
You know.
This is for Stafford's sister.
I started with potato.
And I didn't mean that in a mean way. I'm just picking. So, it's good.
You're obviously pro pickle on this.
Very pro pickle.
Yeah, I would have guessed, right?
Right. So, I get a bite of chicken. I gotta have some ketchup for my table. And, of course, we've been standing here talking, so we let it get cold.
Mine's good and warm still.
So, you were mentioning in Oxford, they have a chicken on a stick that's just chicken tenders.
So it's just chicken tenders. Ole Miss folks know. I'm a state fan.
Hotty toddy.
Ole Miss folks know about it, and I'm still okay with state Ole Miss people, but I prefer it this way personally than just the chicken. I'm like, it's just chicken strips. But I've several times posted about this, and people will argue back and forth. This like, you know, tomatoes in the gumbo or not. People get really upset about some of those things, right?
Yeah.
By the way, no tomatoes, by the way.
No tomatoes in the gumbo. I have 3 sisters from the 337, which is in Louisiana, by my dad. They eat boiled eggs in their gumbo. And potato salad. But
I have had the potato salad, not the boiled egg.
my sister said she thinks, one of my sisters, she said that she thinks that it was just because they were poor and it helped stretch a meal and boiled eggs.
I think for sure some protein, cheap protein, because you always had chickens then.
Yep.
That's what all the food in the South is really about, I think, is stretching a meal.
Stretching a meal.
You know, you were talking about chicken and dumplings. It's flour with just a little chicken. It's not about the chicken, it's about the dumplings tasting like chicken.
Right.
How you doing?
Good.
That's Stacy. This is Stacy, the owner. This is Stafford.
How are you? We got caught.
We did.
Yeah, come on by, man. Stafford Shurden.
Stacy Reagan, man.
And you own the place, the last name Reagan. You got to own the place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, while you're here, tell us about this place.
We were.
You can stay in the shot, girl.
We talking about like how long we've been here, maybe.
Yeah. Just any history about it.
Well, the 10th of this month, we'll be here 24 years.
That's awesome, man.
And I'm the 4th generation.
Really?
In the store business, yeah. And
So this is nothing new to y'all.
oh no.
How long have y'all been doing chicken on a stick?
Since the day we opened.
Since the day you opened?
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. Had a guy from Cisco, that was from San Francisco, come down and introduced it to us. Of course, my daddy's old school. He's like, it ain't gonna never sell, you know. And anyway, now that's just what we're known for.
Yeah.
So,
It's very good.
So
I love a chicken on a stick.
He would be the one to ask about the origin.
Yeah, so he just told us that's the or. Had you never heard of it before then?
never heard of it, yeah. And then everybody around here tried it, but nobody stuck with it. It's just a lot of labor intense.
So there's a place up where, and they're really all over. And there's one on the coast, Dodger Store, and they've been doing it since I can remember.
Yeah.
There's one in Cleveland, close to where I live, and that's the first place I'd ever seen it. And then I was telling her in Oxford, Four Corner Chevron does one, but it doesn't have the potatoes and all that. It's just chicken strips.
Yeah, just chicken on the stick.
It's literal. It's very literal,
Yeah.
and I prefer this that much better than just the chicken.
Okay. Yeah. So you like it so far?
Oh yeah, man, it's good stuff. I like the batter y'all use. It's good, man.
Yeah, we make our own batter, so.
I can tell. Thank you, man.
Nice
Good to meet you.
I
Yeah.
thought y'all just.
And I don't mind talking about this part on camera if you don't, but we do make a little money off the videos. Not much. People don't know it's not much money. At the same time, I never dreamed that there would be any money involved.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not enough to pay my gas here
Right.
in back.
Right.
But at the same time, when I started doing it, I was doing it for free
Mm-hmm.
and wasn't making anything. I don't have any sponsors or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But are you surprised that, like, there are people out there much bigger than what me and you're doing? They're literally making a living just being themselves on social media.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Because I monetized a little bit, but like I said, like you said, it's not enough to pay the bills, and you never know when social media is going to go away. And
Well, and like
I still-
TikTok, who knows what they're going to do?
I know I still work a full-time job.
Yeah, people watch us and I think they think that we're making a bunch of money doing that.
I think so, because I get a lot of emails with people asking me for money, believe it or not.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Now,
Especially
let me just
around-
tell you right there. We didn't get ours by begging for money. I can tell you.
especially around Christmas, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I had the most emails like the week before Christmas, and you don't know if they're legit or not.
Sure.
People asking for money for their kids' Christmas. I worked to pay for my kids' Christmas. I'm off today because I'm off every Friday. But I get up and go to work and put my britches on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, though. It's hard to know who's legitimate and who's
Right.
not. I'll tell you a crazy story. This is a true story because I was judged for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been judged maybe a month. And this guy comes in our restaurant in Drew. And he gives a sob story about he's trying to get gas to get to Clarksdale, Mississippi. And his family's going to meet him there. And he has a disabled son with him. And nobody would help him. And I'm like, oh, this guy's full of it, So I walk him out to his truck, or his little car. And sure enough, in the front seat, grown adult child, but very clearly disabled.
Right.
I mean, he had problems. So I give the guy like $20. 2 days later, I get a call from some County Sheriff's Office to do a initial appearance on a guy that had broken in my neighbor's shop. And it's this guy. And
Oh, my
of course,
goodness.
now instead of being in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, I'm in a suit with a robe.
Right.
And I told the guy, I said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he said, "No, sir." I said, "I'm the guy that loaned you the money to leave town." And his eyes got about as big as the bottom of that Coca-Cola cup you've got. And I said, "Look, I'm going to actually set you a really low bond
But my intention is for you to leave Sunflower County, Mississippi, and never come back. And I've never seen that guy since. But
Oh
you
my
just,
gosh.
you try to have a good heart and
You do.
do right, but people will take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm. But if I know of a particular person, if I know them,
You got to have personal knowledge.
right, personal knowledge, and because I have seen it in so many groups on that Blue app, where people will post in multiple groups with the same sob story, and somebody catches on that they're posting in multiple groups.
Yeah, in the groups are the big one where they really,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sometimes, I've just gotten where I don't trust anything on anywhere.
Mm-mm.
If I didn't talk to somebody face to face, if somebody comes to me face to face, they're more likely for me to help them than if it's like over social media. I just don't trust it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like, and especially with AI now. I mean, what are they gonna have me and you saying in a year with AI?
I know, that's crazy.
It really is.
That is so crazy. I've seen videos of Taylor Swift, and it wasn't Taylor Swift, it was AI. Just crazy.
And they're
They
pretty
can do
convincing.
it. Yes, at first, and then you kind of catch on and you realize.
Well, like I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, so I get a lot of Joe Rogan AI advertising where he's endorsing a product. It's not even him, and it's really difficult. You got to really be paying attention to tell.
We got to go to Red Bluff. I need to take you out there so you can see Red Bluff.
So tell me about Red Bluff. What is it?
So Red Bluff is the largest natural. What's the word I'm looking for?
Bluff.
No. It's like a landmark. It's like, well, it is a landmark, but it's like
Don't they call it Mississippi's Grand Canyon?
Mississippi's the Grand Canyon. It was caused from erosion from the Pearl River. Pearl runs all the way from Jackson.
Yeah.
It's full of alligators. No, y'all don't swim in the Pearl. I tell people that all the time. I have been down the Pearl.
Do people swim in the Pearl?
Yes.
Really?
I have been down the Pearl numerous times on a boat, and if y'all saw some of the prehistoric T-Rexes that I have seen run off of that sand into the water, you would not get in that water. But then you got your people, I've seen it on social media, you got your people that say, I've been swimming that water all my life, ain't never had a gator. There's a first time for everything. I'm not gonna tempt fate.
So are you afraid of like sharks and that kind of stuff too? Like, do you get in the ocean, or does that bother you?
Yeah. If I don't like to go so far out to where I'm too far away from the shore.
My wife's terrified. She knows. Terrified.
I don't like to get any further than like waist deep.
That's about the way she is.
Plus the rip current, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, maybe I've watched too many scary movies about the ocean. Now my 15-year-old daughter still believes that megalodons exist. And she does not like the beach. She only likes the beach for the aesthetics, to take those Instagram photos.
Well, how many kids have you got?
4.
So are any of them kind of following in your footsteps with all the Instagram and all that?
My oldest son, he has TikTok and he has Facebook. He has a workout page on Facebook. He was working it there for a while, and it's slow building, you know. And I don't know if he didn't want to put the work in, or if he just wasn't seeing results, or wasn't realizing that it takes time.
It does.
Rome wasn't built in a day. So the right people will catch on.
Well, you and I started earlier too.
We did.
And there was less noise.
Right, I have
It's like drinking
that.
water out of a fire hose now.
I've noticed that. A lot more content creators now.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Are you freezing?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Most of and when I first started, and still when I did my pickle Dr. Pepper, one of the most comments I'm not drunk, I'm trying to find my words.
No, you're fine.
The comment that I get the most is what I'm trying to say, is something about my accent, like how I'm faking it.
I get a lot of comments about accent too, and I often say restaurant, which
You sound like my uncle.
and
He
people
says that.
get so upset about that, and they either go, because I'll talk about my place, and I'll say, well, you know, we do this at my restaurant, and either people say, with that accent, that food has to be good, or no way I'm going to eat there. He sounds like a redneck, you know. But both, I've gotten where it doesn't bother me.
You know, I've never thought about restaurant, but I remember that now. Like my grandparents said restaurant. Like they said temperature and frontier and call time and temperature down at the bank and see what.
Yeah, I hadn't done the time and temperature. I don't know how I sound doing that, but I'm sure we'll find out what people say. But I do get the accent stuff for sure.
Like a lot of times when I'm talking fast, I don't say flour. I say flour just because, like, if I'm talking fast or if I say I'm gonna get in the shower, like it just. We shorten words in the South. We don't say all those syllables.
We're talking so slow, we can't get them all in. If we did, it'd take too long.
I mean, if I sat here and sounded out every syllable that was in the word, I don't even. You must say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious real quick.
Well, you know,
real
the
slow.
thing that upsets me is when you hear the Hollywood folk doing a Mississippi accent,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it doesn't sound anything like us.
Can I say one?
Sure.
Nicolas Cage in Con Air.
That was single-handedly both the best and worst action
It
movie
was.
at the same time.
I love that movie. I was just telling my husband the other day we needed to watch Con Air.
I ain't seen that in forever. His hair in that movie was ridiculous, but that's Nicolas Cage. Everything he does is overacted.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's like his hallmark. And so there's no Nicolas Cage movie I won't watch. We just watched the other night his movie where he's like a retired hitman, and he finds out he has a daughter. Have you seen that? It's called Retirement Plan, I think. It's really funny.
I don't know if I have.
It's good. You'll enjoy it. If you like Con Air,
Bye.
it's about as good as
Love
Con Air.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
What'd he say?
He's just getting diesel.
Oh. How do people find you on social media? They want to follow you?
Mississippi Memaw.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Whatever social media they want, just look at
That's
Mississippi
right.
Memaw.
Look for the blue check mark on Facebook. I don't have one on. I actually have more followers on Facebook than any other. Instagram's the lowest.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And some people have like amazing results with Instagram. I feel like Instagram's kind of dying out. To me.
It's, there's no shareability for content creators. So if you find something you like, you can share it in a message, or you can share it on your story, but you can't share it on your page. So the shareability is different.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so that's why it's and the reels do okay. So reels do good on both of them. And all of a sudden, reels have really picked up for me. So what I've been doing is taking old content that was long form and making minute and a half reels out of them and chopping it. So that's what I'll do with this. I'll make just the review where we talk about the food, and that'll be one piece of content. But then I'll chop up bits of it, of what we just talked about. And then I'll put the whole thing, probably mostly unedited, except for where we sound stupid, on Spotify, so people can drive down the road and listen to us talk.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I try to get more than one piece of content out of every shoot.
So you got a podcast on Spotify?
On Spotify, yeah.
Well, you'll have to share the details with me. I didn't know that.
I will, yeah. And this, like I said, that's one reason I'm kind of stretching this out, because I want to have, and asking you a lot of questions where people can learn about Mississippi Memaw.
Yeah. Definitely find me on Facebook. For
So
sure.
what's next for Mississippi Memaw? What do you got any plans or?
Well, I hadn't told anybody this, but somebody reached out to me about being in a commercial.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. I was like, well, yeah, I would love to check that off my bucket list. Because, I thought since I was selling them pickled Dr. Peppers like I was, that Sonic or Dr. Pepper would reach out, but I guess I was too redneck cousin for them, so that's okay.
Well, have you watched any of Dr. Pepper's commercials?
Yes,
they're pretty redneck cousins to me.
Yeah, pretty bad.
The football ones are pretty ridiculous.
I watch commercials now, and this isn't for any big company, by the way, but I watch some commercials now, and I'm like, where do y'all come up with this stuff?
Oh, I'm the same way.
Like, who is your marketing person?
I'm the same way. I'm like, I went to school to be in marketing, so I watch it and go, how did you? Not only who's your marketing person, but they had to go to somebody and say, this is my idea, and somebody
I
would
know,
say,
it's
that
not
sounds
gonna approve
great.
it. Yeah.
Let's approve that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with the brand. A lot of times, it's not even funny. It's just dumb. I don't understand what they're thinking.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok, but if you go to Nutter Butter and Sour Patch Kids on TikTok, what they post is insane.
I've not seen it.
Well, you need to go look. You're gonna be like, what did I just
Have you
watch?
seen where Wendy's on X, they roast everybody?
Oh yeah, I've
Now
seen
that's
that.
pretty
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah. So I understand
That's
they're trying to
good.
drive traffic. I get all of that. And even you talking about Nutter Butter, now I want to go back in here and buy Nutter Butters because that's one of my favorite cookies.
Oh yes, Nutter Butters are amazing, but like the stuff, it's not Sour Patch Kids, it's Nutter Butter. I mean, yes, Sour Patch Kids post some really weird stuff, but Nutter
I think I've heard something about what you're talking about, but I hadn't seen it.
Nutter Butter is almost like creepy. I got a bad feeling after I watched it. Like, this
Like,
doesn't even.
It didn't make you want to have a Nutter Butter.
No, it made me want to go contact a priest. Like, like, it's just bad. I can't describe it. It's just one of those things that like this doesn't have anything with a cookie, but okay.
So what's your final thoughts on Chicken on a Stick, Reagan's Corner, Kokomo, Mississippi?
Kokomo.
I think about the song
Way down in Kokomo.
Yeah.
by the Beach Boys.
by the Beach Boys, not spelled the same way, spelled with a K, not a C. And
Wait,
there's,
I thought the Beach Boys spelled theirs with a K.
I might be wrong.
I think they did.
Is it?
I think they did.
You're probably right. But there's nothing in Kokomo pretty much but Reagan's Corner, right? I mean, you come down, what highway is that?
98.
That is 98? You come down 98, you can't miss it. It's right here on 98 for people that are looking for it.
Between Tylertown and Columbia.
Yep, because I came right through Columbia coming here.
There's nothing in Kokomo but Reagan's Corner, and you know they're going to have a First Baptist church, but that's about it. Because
They're going to have 5 Baptist churches,
Yeah.
you know. Only one first, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for
and
having me. It's
We've
so-
been talking back and forth about doing this, by the way, for a year at least.
I know, at least a year.
And it's just
we finally got
one of
to-
those things. I only filmed 19 episodes last year of
Oh,
the
wow.
show. When my highest, I did like 70 one year. So I've just been busy. I'm glad I finally got to come down here and meet her in person. She's every
Wow.
bit the nice person that you think she is watching her.
Oh.
So y'all go follow her on social media and hopefully this will go viral.
Yeah.
Thank
maybe
you.
It will.
Live life with passion, guys.
Right. Bye, me, my love, y'all.